If you could go back right now and give yourself advice on those first couple of years, knowing what you know now, what would it be?
It's a more macro answer. It's nothing necessarily there. It's more, I would tell myself that what you've done poorly at Wine Library is what you're gonna do poorly at Vayner, and the sooner you fix it, you'll be better, and that is, you need to be able to deliver bad news to employees you like. I was not candorous enough in the first 20 years of my career. And that would what would end up happening is people would be surprised when they got fired.
Yeah.
My greatest joy, the thing I'm most proud of is that I'm big on eliminating fear. And it's like why we have such a good culture. People are not scared. But having that day when I realized that people not knowing if they were gonna get fired at the senior levels actually led to fear was one of the most humbling days of my life.
Yeah.
Truly, brother. Like one of the most humbling days of my life where I was like, fuck, you take so much pride in this and one of your flaws in your personality is actually creating this. So I would tell that person, like, get your candor game up. You're great at candor as GaryVee. I shoot it straight as fuck in this environment on stage. Every piece of content all of you have seen, I fucking crush. In real life, Gary Vaynerchuk, if he likes you, which I like everybody, like the more you've been around, you know, I struggle with that.
Yeah. How'd you change it? So how'd you become more candorous? You started being more honest?
Professionally and personally, I realized that candor was leading to all the things that made me sad and all my unhappiness and all my negativity and all the things that weren't working for me. And I decided to fucking change it. Like the same way I decided to change my health.
Yeah.
At 38, I was like, okay, this is gonna lead to like death and like, you know, like let's get to the gym and let's eat better. And that doesn't come natural to me, nor does being candorous, but I put in the reps and I work and I practice. Yeah. And by the way, I put myself on blast. I put it out on here.
Yeah.
You know, what I'm doing right now is suffocating me. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So you have no choice. You got to do it.
Yeah, I think a big way to change everything in your life is to tell everybody around you and anybody that's willing to listen your shortcomings. That will put you in the corner in a real way.
Yeah. Yeah. I was curious to ask you about how you balance personal and business relationships as you're building companies. As in, you know, I've experienced it as I built kind of the media operations around me. I've hired a lot of my friends and I brought in, I started a content agency with my brother who Arvella Media, he runs as a CEO. You know, but you also have to make tough decisions. I mean, you gotta hold people accountable and it's about the business. And how do you balance that? I
fired my best friend at the time when I was 24 that I was hanging out with every day from work, Charles. Charles, love you. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard. That's why I struggle with candor because I make people friends fast. You know, I'm one of those people, like, you know, I was that person like first day of school, like, oh, let's get over, you know, like I'm that person. So how do I balance it? By realizing if, you know, when your parents over coddle you, you just become a loser. When a company over coddles its employees, it goes out of business.
Yeah.
I just have not, thank God that I have a last gear before things go out of business. I'm willing to fire my family. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just real life.
Make the tough calls.
Because there's other family, right? You're picking a family member,
yeah,
aka a friend, someone you've been with for 7 years, not like your actual family. Though my father fired my sister in the liquor store. Big shout out to Sasha and Liz.
Yeah.
I'm willing to fire to save everybody else.
Yeah.